been accused of zoophilia recently. What's your response to these claims?
Lolicon is not pedophilia.
That has like absolutely nothing to do with what I just asked you. Today I'm gonna talk about the owner of one of my favorite Roblox games. And I don't have like anything positive to say about him, sadly. I'm gonna be talking about hudzell. Some of you probably know hudzell. He made Parkour and Parkour Reborn. Both of these games have like millions of visits, with Parkour having like 400 million. And I have reason to believe that he is a zoophile and probably a pedophile. I've only seen like 2 videos on what I'm gonna talk about in this video, and I'm not gonna say that they were bad, but
almost everything was proven fake.
no, the f*** it was not. They either like downplayed what he did and said, or they didn't go over everything. So I'm gonna be going over everything that I know of in this video. Just wanna say right now, I made the whole document, a 9-page document on everything I'm gonna go over in this video. There's a lot of things in this document that I cannot go in detail about in this video, so everything is gonna be there. If you want to make like your own video on it, you can just like get all of it from that document. And yeah, that's it. Back in March of this year, the Parkour and Parkour Reborn Discord servers were compromised. They got in by breaking into one of the developers' Discord accounts, and they were soon to allege very serious stuff against hudzell, saying that the account that they compromised had DMs with hudzell where they talked about, you know, being animals, and they even said that they had a video of hudzell humping his dog. To my knowledge, there wasn't any proof of this being real, but it was heavily backed up by the fact that hudzell had an nsfw account where he would repost clearly zoophilic quote-unquote art. One of the main drawings that was called out at the time was of 2 dogs having oral sex, and I want to clarify right now, they weren't furries or anthropomorphic characters or any of that. They were dogs. They were 4-legged dogs, and they had animal genitalia. hudzell quickly posted a response to these allegations on his Twitter account, where he lied about the dogs being anthropomorphic characters. One user quote tweeted his response, calling him out for his bullshit, and hudzell's response to this tweet was,
"You clearly don't understand the difference. It may look like a dog to you, but is it a dog? Can you feel its fur? Does it have a beating heart? Or was it alive at any point? No? Then it's not a dog. No animals were abused. Nobody was hurt. No rhymes were done."
His response was like if you said, "Oh, I don't jerk off to dogs. I jerk off to drawings of dogs." You know, there's a clear difference between that. Come on, guys. No, that's like not how it works. I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's not how that works. After like immediate backlash, he deletes all of the tweets from the thread and quickly backtracks, saying,
"My only statement is that I am not a zoophile. The content I consume I do not consider zoophilic, and if your opinion differs, it's not your business."
Which is just like facts and logic. I mean, if you think that this person is a zoophile, I mean, it's none of your business. But the claim of him like saying that it's not zoophilic content is very weak. He just lies about them being anthropomorphic characters, and the drawing he retweeted was made by a known zoophile who consistently draws realistic animal genitalia. And to all the people who may ask, Buckid, what if he changed? Like, what if he doesn't consume zoophilic content anymore? I really wanted to give this guy the benefit of the doubt, so I checked his nsfw Twitter account to see what he's been consuming lately, and I got immediately like blasted with a VR chat video of somebody with a horse out. In the previously mentioned thread where he said like, you know, the stuff, someone else was quick to find a similarity between hudzell's response and how pedophiles justify lolicon. If you don't know what lolicon is, it's like this. I don't feel like saying it out loud right now. So this user asked hudzell whether he thinks lolicon is pedophilia or not, and I'm not joking. This 22-year-old man said no. He made a few responses later on, so I want to present to you his responses in 3 stages. 1. Hudzell claims lolicon is not pedophilia. 2. Hudzell states that lolicon is complicated. 3. Hudzell caves into the criticism and finally states that lolicon is pedophilia. You can see that he really tried to grasp on the idea that lolicon is not pedophilia for as long as he could before, you know, hate mob came towards him. Hudzell is a chronically online man in his 20s who owns an nsfw account on Twitter. His chances of not being aware that actual drawings of little kids being is not pedophilia, and that having that incorrect definition of pedophilia are next to impossible. A YouTuber named Highlander claims that Hudzell was even advised by his friend and developer for Parkour Reborn not to post about such things.
His friend, Neo, who is also a developer or manager of the game, insisted that he should never do this, but he still did.
Aside from, you know, Hudzell's nsfw account being unlocked on Twitter, meaning that anybody can just like see what he posts or reposts on there, which, you know, is questionable considering that Twitter allows people that are 13 and up on the platform. You know, just having minors do not interact in your bio doesn't make minors go away. You know, I don't know when this happened, but he used to have his nsfw account discoverable through his public profiles, like, you know, a Discord profile or something, and at the time he claimed that it wasn't an issue. He defended himself every time that a person would come up to him regarding this. I found this out after the recording, but he has a third Twitter account which he praises as completely safe for work on his nsfw account. But when you actually look at it, it's full of sexually suggestive stuff, like characters bending over backwards, characters in underwear or with visible cleavage, and quote-unquote memes. I guess they're memes in a sense of having some sort of punchline, but the joke is just sex, and then they put some shit like femboys in bikinis in the meme. All I'm gonna say about this is that I personally wouldn't hesitate to call him a pedophile for this. I want to conclude this very quickly. In conclusion, I think that Hudzell is at least a zoophile, if not a pedophile too. He has publicly apologized for his comments on pedophilia, and one of but his stance on him consuming nsfw content that include obvious animals remains at the point of him just lying about it, saying that it isn't zoophilic and not going into further detail about it. Just like saying that they're anthropomorphic characters and people are misunderstanding it, when in reality it's anything but an anthropomorphic character. They're 4-legged dogs with animal genitalia. I'd also be remiss to not mention how he tried to cover this up in his Parkour Reborn Discord server. The allegations were mostly talked about in that specific Discord server because nobody outside that community was even aware of this happening, since no bigger content creators made any videos about it. To try to keep this under wraps, he initiated a rule that would disallow anybody to talk about the situation, to the point where even saying things like the game is dead or Parkour Reborn is over would get you instantly punished. It sucks to see like content creators still making videos on it. You know, some content creators, I'm not gonna say names, but some content creators actually did stop at the time, but after some time they just went back to the game. They even have Hudzell added on Roblox and such. It sucks to see that because their intentions probably aren't in the way of, you know, being associated with a zoophile and a possible pedophile. I don't know how to end off videos. I'm probably just gonna like end it off right there. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm not that much of a gun fishing clone.